Brother Maynard, bring up the holy hand grenade. 1, 2, 5.
3, sir.
3.
Arm yourselves, America. This is Defenders Live.
Hey, here comes the danger up in this club. When we get started, man, we ain't gonna stop. We gonna turn it out till it gets too hot. Everybody sing, hey, don't turn it out till it get no more. Let's get this thing shaking like a disco ball. This is your last warning, I'm gonna see go. I am not afraid of the storm that comes my way. When it hits, it shakes me to the core.
Well, if you're going to do a job, you got to do it right.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, part of doing anything is holding up and keeping your word.
You know, having a standard of sorts.
Well, yeah, when you say you're going to do something, you follow through.
Yeah, that does make sense.
You're going to be somewhere, you tell somebody you're going to be somewhere, by God, you be there. Or, you know, to the absolute best of your ability, obviously, you know, something happens, you know, out of your control, then that's different. But
Obviously, yes.
for the most part, if you say you're going to do,
Happy.
well, there's a guy who was supposed to have a meeting,
Uh-huh.
and he was supposed to meet a guy
About a thing?
about selling some stuff that
Uh-huh.
he had. He was just trying to unload some stuff.
Yeah, just trying to get rid of something. So,
Yeah.
like, you know, basically like any normal Craigslist ad, you know.
Yeah,
Right.
you know, he's just trying to get rid of some stuff. I mean, obviously, it's, you know, you got to have all this time on your hands, what with being sequestered in your home and things like that.
Sure. You got to keep, 6 foot away from each other and
Yeah, you got to find something to do. And so this guy apparently had gotten his hands on some stuff that he, you know, needed to unload. And
sorry.
Thank you. So he sets up a meeting with this guy and
Yep.
says, "Oh, don't worry, I'll be there."
Right.
And he was late.
What?
Yeah, did not show up on time
Oh, I hate that.
at all. See, he was trying to sell off what may have been stolen property.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What?
Some he was trying to sell
Uh-huh.
property.
What type of property? I'm sorry. You keep on cutting out. I think it may be a program glitch. What was
Stolen property.
Stolen property, you say?
Yes.
Huh. Wow. Huh.
Yeah. The meeting was set up with an undercover
Mm-hmm.
to sell that. The reason, his excuse
Excuses.
for showing up late,
Yeah.
you know, was not, you know, coronavirus kept me hidden, you know, locked in my house. It wasn't, you know, the car wasn't running. It wasn't. His excuse, he was busy stealing and robbing another house.
Allegedly.
Well, at least he's consistent.
Yeah, well, I mean, as any good businessman and salesman knows,
Uh-huh.
you have to be able to resupply your stock.
Right. I mean, it's supply and demand.
It is. Once you have the product going out the door, you have to have product coming back on the inside, or it's just a one.
It's
you're
a
just
one and done.
One and done, and yeah.
Johnny on the spot. That's all you are.
You're just a one and done kind of thing, and that doesn't. You know, you can't run a business that way.
No, you can't run a business as a one-hit wonder. That's not working. It does-
No. An Oregon home burglary suspect
Uh-huh.
was late for a meeting with undercover police officers to sell them the stolen items that last week because he was busy burglarizing yet another residence.
Mike,
Officers were called-
how did they figure out that he was doing that?
Officers were called to a home on the morning of March 12th where thousands of dollars worth of tools were stolen.
Oh.
Lo and behold, the investigating officer spotted the stolen tools listed for sale on a website.
Yes.
With that, the officer set up a meeting with the suspect, identified his 38-year-old, not telling you his name because
Doesn't matter.
Embarrassed enough as it is, probably.
I don't care.
They were going to buy the stolen tools. Officers met the guy
Yeah.
at the designated location around midnight on Wednesday, after
Sure.
which cops identified the tools inside the guy's van and had arrested him.
And identified him as a tool.
Police told the station, the news station, that they had learned that this guy was late to the meeting with the undercover officers because he was in fact burglarizing another home.
Wow. So he gave that information up.
He straight up told them, "Hey, sorry I'm late. I was just busy robbing this other house.
Sorry, I was robbing this other joint. Here are the items that you were asking for.
Here's what you asked for. I'm so sorry. This is not a habit. It's just I couldn't resist."
You are under arrest.
Yeah. The
What?
upside to it is everything that he's stolen in the last house on his way there everything was in the van as well.
Oh, good.
Mm-hmm.
So all the things were given back to the peoples.
Yes. Well, as far as they were located. Whether or not they made it back to their respective owners is, I'm not sure because it doesn't say. Yeah, it just says that the indicated evidence recovered from the incident will result in additional charges. So
Evidence recovered. That means it hasn't been given back to the people yet.
exactly, which means it'll probably sit in everything. So
It'll sit in an evidence locker for the next 2 years
yeah, something like that.
until they sell it.
Yeah, at the police auction for literally a third of what they're worth.
Yeah, basically what that guy was doing.
Because that's what they do, actually.
Sometimes they do.
So, yes, again, no matter what, you would think that, sadly, all this does
Yeah.
is,
Change one burglary for another.
well, no, I was going to say, it just goes to show that there is no honor among thieves.
That is true.
None whatsoever.
Ah, that is very true. But there is honor among those at American Pride Roasters. See, APR coffee is amazing. It is some of the best coffee that I've ever had. It is delicious.
I was going to say, amazing doesn't quite... There really is not words to describe.
I mean, you could use their tagline, historically great coffee.
You could.
You could. You could use their tagline and just say that it's historically great coffee. And if you do that,
it still doesn't...
it doesn't quite ring it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But it's so good. It's so good. So good, in fact, that Dylan will willingly swallow all of it.
Yes. If
All
you
of
are
it.
not completely 100% satisfied with any American Pride Roasters coffee that you purchase
Ship
at
it to Dylan.
AmericanPrideRoasters.com,
Ship it to Dylan.
you let me know, and I will take care of it for you.
Yes, he will. He will drink it all.
I will not. I mean, I'm not paying you for it. You already spent the money on it. I'm not going to buy it again. It's used coffee. I don't know what you got. But there's no reason to throw it away, is my point.
All he's saying is that he'd willingly love that gift of coffee.
It's not. Well, no, it's not a gift. I'm doing a public service. If
Oh.
for some reason you are not completely satisfied,
He is willing to be your dumpster.
yeah, I am the dumpster of the dumpster fire.
It is very, very true.
Dumpster fire!
At least when it comes to APR coffee.
Look at how big I am. I mean, look at my size. It's not like I'm light.
I mean, when you're talking about American Pride Roasters coffee, it's obviously there.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Hutchinson over in the MeWe chat room. Why read history when you can drink it? It's true. It's very, very true. AmericanPrideRoasters.com is the place to go. AmericanPrideRoasters.com. Not only do they have the coffees, not only do they have the teas, but they also have the chocolate coffee drops. And oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
If you like chocolate,
And you like
and
coffee.
who doesn't like chocolate?
I've met one person.
Who doesn't like chocolate?
Yes.
Really?
She is very weird.
Do I know this person?
No.
Oh.
It's okay. She's very weird.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like chocolate?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
Anyway, now's the time to get it before the weather starts getting real warm. Because sadly, like most things that most edible,
saying. Mhm.
what's I'm looking for another word for food.
Treats,
No,
morsels.
no, it's the type. It's like a type of food. There's the kind that's in the cans or stuff that lasts forever, and then there's perishable. Thank you.
Perishable items. There.
Came up with my own. Yeah, just like any other perishable item, it goes real fast. Like it'll melt if you're not careful.
Mm-hmm. It will. It will indeed. Uh-oh. Uh-oh,
Yep.
it's a live show and you know it.
Gameplay invaded.
Children invading. You got a live show going on. Ah, it's funny. It's good times. It's Jack. Anyway, go to AmericanPrideRoasters.com. AmericanPrideRoasters.com. So good, even young Jack had to come in.
He had to come give his 2 cents on it because he heard chocolate. He's like, "What?
Chocolate?
Dad,
Yeah.
Dad, where's
Dad,
chocolate? Go
chocolate?
get chocolate. We don't
Mhm.
have any."
Mm-hmm.
That was a long commercial for absolutely nothing.
That happens. It
Anyway.
happens. But this one kind of hits a little closer to home. Voice Professor,
Wait a minute. How does this hit home?
because Voice Professor, we do radio.
That's it, but that's the only connection.
That's the main
and he's
connection.
a voice professor. Like
He's a voice professor.
he teaches you how to use your voice, not
Right. And renowned opera singer.
That's what it is. He teaches you how to sing, not how to talk.
Nah, they said voice. They didn't say vocalist.
Renowned opera singer.
Is now accused of using Grindr app to solicit sex from students for money. And he is facing firing from the University of Michigan.
Oh no, that is so horrible. I this has nothing to do actually with the story, but I wonder because it says renowned opera singer.
Yes.
For folks who are like avidly into the operas, do they have their famous people, their
Pavardi.
stars?
Yeah.
Like, say country music has or
They have-
rock music or whatever. Do they actually have that? And I'm not talking. Oh my God, I can't wait to hear it.
It's not really albums per se. It's more like, oh, they're performing at this location. That's kind of what they do.
But they're singing it like they're singing the same operas that everybody else does. So the question then becomes: are you excited about going to hear the music, or are you excited about going to hear the singer?
Well, you would have to be excited about the singer because you get the music gets stale after a while, especially if you hear the same exact voice over and over and over again.
I thought they all sound the same to me.
No, they don't. There's very
It
different.
does to me. Like I don't listen to it very often, so that's why.
That's why.
No, I was just curious. Does opera singers have their own groupies and stuff, or
I don't know if they have groupies.
apparently
per se.
not? If this guy's having to use Grindr to solicit
I mean,
sex,
this guy in
solicit
particular.
sex.
I don't know about this guy, but yeah. The president of the University of Michigan is recommending the firing of David Daniels, a renowned opera singer and tenured professor of the prestigious college, after an internal investigation showed he harassed 20 students, solicited students for sex, sent them nude photos, and other forms of misconduct.
Okay, I already have a problem with this guy.
Yeah,
Anybody who has 2 first names as a name.
David Daniels,
Yeah, I used to
Yeah.
know a guy named Dan Daniels.
Dan.
Mm-hmm. He owns, or at least he used to. I don't know if he still does or not, but he owned half of the. Was it Burger King? Half of the Burger Kings in the state.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So Dan owned all the BKs.
I think it was Burger Kings.
Hmm.
Or something like that. But anyway, sorry.
No, it's fine. Graduate student Andrew LePayan filed a federal lawsuit against University of Michigan, alleging Daniels sexually assaulted and harassed him, groped him, sending sexual photos and videos of himself, requested sexual photos and videos from the young man, and that the university failed to enforce its policies against such conduct.
Wow. See, that's the big one. It's. I'm sorry, but the University of Michigan might be a little late. If part of the lawsuit is that the university didn't follow through with the policies, firing the guy and after the fact isn't going to make you look any better.
Correct.
It really
It's
isn't.
not. It's not at all. It's just like, oh, well, we screwed up by letting him be here and stay here for years. I guess we'll fire him now. Wait.
Oh my goodness, I am so surprised.
So terrible. It is such a surprising thing.
Wow.
The paper added that last summer, Texas grand jury indicted Daniels and his husband,
Oh, good. So he's married.
William Scott Walters.
Because that's what you do.
William
doesn't
Scott
matter.
Walters.
William Scott Walters. Again, all first names.
And
What
in the sexual
actual-
assault and the of an incapacitated man in 2010.
Oh, good. So they molested some guy who was passed out. That's
In
that's
2010.
good.
And we're talking about this guy's from the University of Michigan.
Michigan.
And he got charged in a Texas grand jury.
Yeah. The guy apparently looks like he alleged that the couple drugged and assaulted him while he was living in Houston.
Huh.
So I don't know how that happened. Maybe
Going to Rice University.
Yeah, I don't know, but that's so. You and your husband, which again, that's not what you do in a marriage.
That's
Whether
not how
you're-
marriage works, guys.
No, whether you're straight or
Not.
homo type sexual, it doesn't matter.
Whatever it is.
There is a process. If you're going to be married, then there are certain things in marriage you don't do.
One of those is go copulate with somebody else.
Yeah, the other one is not pull up Bill Cosby.
The
that-
jello pudding.
You want the pudding on the cup and the jiggle jiggle. Okay. I just. And of course, both of them have denied the allegations.
Duh. Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Blah. And again, the University of Michigan dropped the ball. They're the ones who should be getting in more trouble actually at this point.
Yep. Pretty much.
Like firing the guy is not in my. If I was a lawyer, which I'm not, but if I was a lawyer, I'd be like, we need to sue them for
More.
Yeah, would you, excuse me, young student who's filing this. Have you ever considered possibly being dean? Have you ever wanted to sit in a chair in the?
Do you ever want a deanship and?
Yeah, or what's the a member of the board? Would you like to be part of the school board?
So that we can,
chair.
stop this from happening ever again.
Yes, I mean, because if we're going to try and push to
Thank you.
to get it to where you have controlling power of this this school, so you can change its colors or do whatever.
I see a lot of people changing colors, but
That's disgusting.
you're welcome.
That's just nasty.
It's just how it
Grind.
is.
So like
Yeah, Grinder, which is the gay man's, I don't know I don't know the apps. Tinder?
yeah, it's supposed to be the response to Tinder.
It's like the gay man's response to
It's
Tinder.
gay's Tinder.
It's gay Tinder. But they also apparently solicit sexual activity there, which is really weird.
He's tenured, isn't he?
He's tenure, yeah.
Okay, so you're a tenured professor at
Yeah.
the University of Michigan. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but I get it. It's Michigan,
Yeah.
but you got money.
Yeah.
So you're having to resort to prostitution?
No. It's the other way around. He's paying for it.
Oh. I'm sorry. I thought he was
No.
trying to charge.
No. He was offering money.
Oh, see, just as bad.
Yeah, pretty much.
You don't go pay somebody for sex, especially if you're married. That's
Well, right.
a no.
Right. I mean, you're married. You don't pay for the sex. Well, you do pay for the sex, but you don't pay for the sex.
Well, but you do pay for the sex.
But you don't pay for the sex. But anyway,
No, you don't pay for it directly.
right.
It's more like a long-term investment.
It's a long-term investment.
That's the way I figure it out. Is marriage is yeah. You're paying for all of it in one aspect or another. It's just.
Are you saying that you constantly make deposits? Is that how this works?
There you go. See, I was wondering how long I was going to have to beat on that. Because
all I'm looking is for some compound interest. That's Come on, that's a good one. That's good.
That is a good one. That is a good one. I ain't gonna lie. So there you go.
Oh,
Like a little sex solicitation too.
yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Brighten your day. And you know what? The upside to it, not once was the Wuhan virus mentioned.
That's right. Until just now. Big Pharma Steve.
You're welcome.
As an Ohioan, I can say it's no surprise that U of M dropped the ball and failed to cross the goal line when it came to dealing with these teachers. That's
sports
sports
euphemism.
puns there. Sports
Gotcha.
puns. Sports puns.
That's
a Ohio State fan right there.
apparently that's a rivalry I'm sensing.
Yes, definitely rivalry. Ohio State, University of Michigan. Yeah, definitely.
Kevin Hutchins over on me. Well, you don't pay for sex if you're married. You stay at home and beg for it, like a dog begging for a bone.
Technically, you'd be begging to find a place to put the bone, but
To bury you, yeah, you're looking for a place to bury the bone.
that's right. That's right.
Just saying, that's how that works.
It's more like whining to be able to bury it. That's
It's my turn. I've been good.
I've been so good.
I took out the trash and everything.
Speaking of, I need to take out the trash.
Uh-huh.
Thank you for saying something.
Actually, I can't say nothing. I got trash piled up in my laundry room, and
That's not
because I
good.
need to.
Well,
I don't
you have
a
to
car
actually,
carry it off though.
but you have to actually take it, right? I
Yeah.
just got to take it to the curb. Like,
Well, okay, but mine is, let's see, a quarter mile. Like it literally, you come out of you come out of my road, hang a right, you go over, and it's a quarter mile. You know, it's even less than that if it's a straight shot. No, I'm sorry, it's about a half mile driving because you have to make a giant loop and come back up onto a different road.
I was about to say, so you're saying that your garbage run is a quarter mile shot?
Yeah.
So, do you have a quarter mile car then?
Nope. I don't have any car. I'm thumbing it, man. Thumbing it.
I don't want to know what you do in your private time. That's not.
I didn't say anything about that. So some good news.
Yeah, well, hold on. It's only like 30 seconds before we get to the break.
Oh, it is only almost 30 seconds. Whoops.
Yeah. So instead, let's talk about cat coolers.
.com.
Yeah, go to catcoolers.com. These things are the most rugged, so rugged, oh so rugged coolers that you'll ever find. They also keep your ice cold for up to 7 days. They're made in the United States. They're fully customizable. They come in multiple colors.
But wait, there's more.
There is more. If you go to catcoolers.com, go to catcoolers.com, use my name, Steven, Steven, Steven. You get 10% off on anything you purchase at catcoolers.com. And they come with a lifetime warranty. Isn't that amazing?
Nothing has a lifetime warranty anymore.
Yeah, but cat coolers do because they're so rugged.
Yeah, I know. Well, I've heard that they're rugged. That's allegedly.
It's not alleged. It's not alleged. Vika Slug has one. And she's done it. So it's not alleged. It kept her stuff it kept her stuff cold for like 2 months. Yeah! Suck it! What you laughing at?
Oh, disappointing Steven Slug. Taking it and taking it to the curb feels like the difference between Trump and Biden. So good.
Retweet on that one there. Getting a retweet on that one. That's very good. That's very good. I like that a lot.
Yeah, it
Well
makes me
done.
happy.
Well done.
Do 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 do. Wow, poor Brad.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's up with that hair? Good lord.
It's back in the day, dude.
I know that.
Actually, that was his face's hair.
Whose?
Because that's from Dodgeball, so that's what's his face.
Oh,
I forget the actor's name, the main actor. But you know what I'm talking about.
yeah, I know who
Yeah.
you're talking about. It's been so
So
seen
long.
that movie.
Yeah. It's a really good superimposed face, though. They did a really good job there.
Well, it's Frank and PA.
I know.
He's kind of the master of the photoshops.
The superimpositions. Babylon Bee is getting too real. Have to stay in bed tomorrow.
Yeah, I may suddenly come down with a cough tomorrow too.
I think I might. I don't think I can smell anything anymore.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Is it just me or is it really warm in here all of a sudden?
Yeah,
It's just-
that's possible. I don't know. Anyway, we're coming back from break.
I think it's time to blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
This is me, dodging everybody.
Is that what that is?
That's exactly what it is.
God,
I'm dodging the coronas.
Okay.
Bobbing
Sure.
and weaving.
Bob and weave. Bob and weave and weave and bob.
That's right.
Oh, anyway. Well, Defenders Live, Mojo50. Go to mojo50.com. Hit the donate button. $25 will get you, as a thank you, a one-of-a-kind, limited edition. That was the word I was looking for, phrase I was looking for. Meatball Army t-shirt.
Mm-hmm. Rocky Stucci loves the sauce.
He does. Rocky Stucci over there at the Situation Room every Monday through Friday at the midnights Eastern Time.
Yes.
The man will talk about anything.
And it is amazing that he goes so in depth.
Yes, and it's not just a glossary touch on it, move on.
It's not a Joe Biden.
No.
He doesn't
no.
pull a
Well,
Joe Biden. Well,
I was to say it might be
well-
like Joe, where he gets down and takes a moment,
it's more like
presses and sniffs the hair, and
it's more like a Bill Cosby on the topics.
well, no, he doesn't drug them and get them to do his bidding.
No, but he definitely rams it home.
Yes, he does. Make sure you bookmark Mojo50. Follow him on the iHeartRadio's Mojo50.
All of that.
Go to our website, doaeshow.com.
Yes.
Check out everything over there. Become a Defender with us. $5 a month, $50 a year. Yeah. Some news coming probably. I guess we're going to have to throw this thing out Friday.
Probably.
Friday night, probably. But
Shh.
no, and that's only for those who are Defenders.
Yeah, for those who are Defenders, you'll be getting
For
a
those who are
message on Friday.
following, who are following us yearly, that's one of the perks, is you kind of get let in on new things coming up, and
So
there's other things that are coming along the way right now, but right now that's the main one.
the
So,
big thing that we have coming, you will
big
know on
reveal.
Friday. Everyone else, you're just gonna have to wait.
you're gonna have to wait at least another week or two after that because I got to iron out some details. But
Yep.
you'll have to wait for that. But
Mhm,
anywho's,
mhm.
go to our website, doaeshow.com. You want a good laugh? Look at some of the first
Very first episodes.
Facebook.
Oh gosh, it's so bad. Good lord.
And it only gets worse.
Oh yeah.
There, it
So awesome. It is so good.
if you're having the insomnias, probably don't need to watch this because it'll keep you up pretty much the rest of the night. It is. I would argue it is cringeworthy. For sure. So if you like watching the cringeworthy stuff,
It's
this
there.
is the website. This is the website for you. And the best part is it's all natural. We had no intentions of making it cringeworthy. It's just how it works. We've figured out that inadvertently we've, filled a niche.
Yep. We have filled that hole with delicious goodness. Sort of. Maybe.
Kind of.
I
Well,
don't know. Yeah.
okay.
So, good news.
Yeah, not really. I mean, it is.
Well, it is. It is good news.
It is, but it's not. And it's the way that they worded it here that doesn't make it sound as good as it
Should be.
should be.
Yeah.
In lieu of the COVID-19 that has been floating around and causing
Stuff.
literal global panic,
Yeah.
the House works from home now.
Good.
They are out of session. They are sitting at home doing their work.
Yep.
The thing that bothers me is that underneath the headline here, it says lawmakers are scrambling to do their jobs remotely as the coronavirus outbreak threatens their constituents. Your job is to represent your constituents.
So you should be there with your constituents.
Yeah, so if you're being sent home, which I'm going to go on a limb, and it's probably not their home with their constituents, it's actually more like their home that they have in D.C.
Right, but technically they should be going home to their home state.
Yes, which at that point would be, why are you scrambling to do your job if your job is to be listening to your constituents?
Yes, maybe you should just be fielding calls from your constituents.
Right, because that's what they do.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they're supposed to do, right? They're just supposed to, hey, somebody calls in. Oh, yes, this is so-and-such of so-and-such district.
Uh-huh. So the shortage of supplies for frontline health workers is so severe in her district that Representative Ellis Slotkin has started texting sewing patterns of DIY masks to embroidery companies.
Okay.
In between, she's calling nonstop the governor's staff, hospital and state leaders to seek help for her constituents for the coronavirus. Excuse me.
Pandemic.
No, I didn't say pandemic because it's not a pandemic. It is a media scare, and that's all it is.
For the coronavirus media thing.
Yep. She is supposedly, allegedly, is doing it from her family's farm in Holly, Michigan.
Allegedly.
Well, good. Then she's back home.
She is back where she should be. Yeah. The quote, the military would call this discovery learning, end quote. The freshman Democrat and former CIA analyst who said she is spending as much as 13 or 14 hours a day on the phone.
Good.
It's what you should be doing anyway.
Actually, no, you shouldn't even be doing that. What you should be doing is you should have a real job in your real town with a real life, and then periodically, when called upon to set up a vote, you are then called via video conference, to which you will then give your yay or nay.
Yep.
You should not be paid multi hundreds of thousands of dollars to do basically nothing your entire life and then get paid for that for the rest of your life.
Yep. Slotkin has also held as many digital events as possible, including virtual summit of 200 small business owners and conference calls with 300 bankers and a teletown hall that drew 6,000 people.
Yay. Good job.
It's called, at least somebody is doing their job.
I mean,
Kind.
sort of.
Well, only because they have been sent home because the government is shutting themselves down.
Because of stuff and things.
Yeah. So this is not this story is dumb to me because they're expecting to get like a pat on the back for doing their job.
Yes. I'm
Look at
sorry.
me, I'm doing my job. No, you're not. Your job, you should have been doing this from day one.
This is what you should have been doing. This is why you're not getting a pat on the back. This is us saying, good, now go keep doing that.
Yeah.
Or at least
You
something close to that. Something that resembles that.
Yeah.
Actually listen to the people, hear from the people, and then come back to the rest of the group that you're in front of and introduce a bill that helps your people.
Yeah. You should not be sitting there helping to write a 1,400-page bill.
Remotely.
Yeah, that's. I heard a comparison to it that was it War and Peace. War and Peace had like I think 1,100 pages.
Yeah, and that's a big book.
It is a big book.
But you know that's the thing. When you get to these sort of things, you get these ginormous bills. Instead of making a simple bill, 4 pages, 5 pages. I'm saying
most of that is recording
legalese
involved and
legalese, all the legalese.
Yes.
4 or 5 pages. Out of that, you have a page and a half of actual document. Out of that document, you have 3 or 4 sentences, 3 or 4 paragraphs that actually show everybody what you're doing. Plain English, simple stuff.
Yep.
And then you name it what the hell you're doing.
Yeah.
You don't name it, so, oh, this is the Childhood Care Protection Act of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing? Oh, we're making sure that people can have abortions.
How's that child care?
How's that childhood care protection?
Oh, and on top of that, we're also giving a bunch of money to unions.
And on top of that, we're also giving a bunch of money to green companies. Oh, and on top of that, we're tying everything in and saying that if you do accept our money, that you're going to have to be beholden to us for the next 5 years and do exactly what we tell you to do.
Gotta love it.
Yeah.
I don't. They think they're so wonderful. They think they're so smart. Blah, 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 blah. No.
Nay.
What in the world did it get said? What is this?
It's a bagpipe.
What?
It's a bagpipe out of a trash bag.
Shut up.
And a recorder. I love it.
Does it actually sound like a bagpipe is what I want.
That is the question. Thank you, disappointing Steven Slug.
I need to know. I need to know this.
If it sounds like an actual bagpipe, because you're probably going to make your kids do that tonight.
Oh, I would make them do it. Hell, I'll do it.
You'll do it and then show it to them. Look, I made a bagpipe.
Because I'm one of the few human beings on Earth that love the sound of a bagpipe.
Well, you have to have a separate runner just for the drone.
Yeah, I know.
And it has to be a certain type of size so that it makes the right noise and all the rest of it. But whatever.
So what you're saying is size matters.
Size does matter, especially if you're talking about sound.
That's what she said.
Uh-huh. So those who intentionally spread the coronavirus have now been charged or could potentially be charged with terrorism. In a memo to the top Justice Department leaders, law enforcement agency chiefs, and U.S. attorneys across the country, Deputy Attorney General Jeffrey Rosen said prosecutors and investigators could come across a case of purposeful exposure and infection of others with COVID-19. Quote, because coronavirus appears to meet the statutory definition of biological agent, such acts potentially could impact the nation's terrorism-related statuses. Rosen wrote, threats or attempts to use COVID-19 as a weapon against Americans will not be tolerated.
So when I get the flu next year, if I get the flu next year, if I threaten to come over there and lick all of your stuff,
technically that's a terrorist-related
bioterrorism, offense. I know.
Bioterrorist, yeah. Yeah, you become a bioterrorist at that point. Rosen did not say whether any such threat or intentional exposure has been reported, although we do have 2 stories where 2 people were arrested and could potentially be charged for bioterrorism. One, it was a moron that decided to lick a bunch of people's deodorant sticks at a Walmart.
That's just disgusting.
And 2, another person who intentionally sneezed on an employee at Wegmans.
Oh, I'd have punched him.
Oh yeah.
Like even if you're not worried about getting sick, like that's disgusting.
That's sickening.
No.
Like you intentionally sneezed on somebody?
You're a douche.
That's not nice at all.
That's very rude.
You're so rude.
Chai Boy and Dylan has kids that can walk that trash to the can. That way they can earn that chocolate and not make any cameos during the show.
Yeah, well, sometimes cameos happen.
Sometimes they do. Also by him, wait a second, are you saying elected officials are supposed to listen to us instead of deciding what is good for us?
Yeah.
Shockingly, yes.
Yeah. See, that's one of those things about elected officials. They're only, the title is official, right? But really, they're elected civil servants.
So
they're kind of supposed to do what you say.
Elected, you pick them.
You've chosen them to represent you.
Yep. That's how that was supposed to work. And if you're an elected official, it means you're chosen by the people, which means you should be.
You're the chosen one.
Well, for 4 years at least.
Right. 4 to 6.
4 to 6. But yeah, when you're supposed to listen to them because they put you there, which means they're the boss.
Right.
So
it's like saying to a company, this is your customer, but don't ever listen to them. Don't ever listen to your customer. Don't ever pay attention to what they have to say and what they want.
Because that's how everything, like, it doesn't matter what business you're in. You're working for a customer.
Yes, at all points.
Even if you are you work for yourself and you stay at home, whatever. Every work is for a customer.
You have a boss.
Yeah.
Your boss is the customer.
Always. And they can be douchey sometimes.
There is a little bit of silver lining here because the government commissions have now declared that women should be eligible for the draft.
Hey, where are the white women at?
They're everywhere. I have quite a few at my house. Would you like one?
Darn. So equality is finally catching up.
Yep, equality is finally coming to full fruition. Yay! Including in the government standards. Members of the Congressional Mandated Commission, is going to recommend. The members are going to recommend. What the hell is wrong with you?
The members?
Yeah, but sorry, I'm correcting their grammar.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Thank you for the members. Are going to recommend that to the White House and Congress on Tuesday that women should be eligible for the draft, according to a report from Politico. In 2017, the Defense Authorization Bill required a commission to study and make recommendations about the issues of making women eligible for military draft. The new government report, which Politico said its reporters have seen, says that women should be included in the draft. The 11-member panel presented its findings to the Pentagon on Monday.
It's a lot of members.
There is a lot of members there. And will make a presentation to staffers from the White House and Congress on Tuesday. Members making recommendations to staffers, presenting themselves. Members and staffers all around.
Because isn't that what the government is?
Just a whole bunch of members staffing
Just
around.
A whole bunch of members and staffers.
Presenting themselves. Yeah, pretty much. The nation's first conscription system was created in 1917 during the World War I, and as Congress legislation said at the time, was based on, quote, the liability of military service of all male citizens. The U.S. Selective Service System notes.
Yeah, I mean, again, you want equality. You want to have this. Well, everybody, and again, it's not to say that that women don't deserve it, but if you're going to, play the game and say, well, I demand that I should be at this and this and this and this.
Yep.
And you need to get all of it.
Hey, look, if it's strong enough for a man.
It's pH balance for a woman.
That's right.
It is man.
Thank
Sorry,
you.
Spam.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I completely understand.
I mean, it's true. Like, if you want equality, then equality works both ways.
Yes, it works on all fronts. If you want full equality, if you want, if you are a feminist and you as a feminist want full equality, actual equality going through, this is one of those factors that have to put you into play. If you do not agree as a feminist that females should be in the draft, then you are not a feminist.
Yes.
You are, in fact, a progressive.
A propagandist.
And that is all.
Thank you and good night. Oh.
Oh, my goodness. Frank, what is wrong with you?
What am I missing?
I don't know, but PETA uses popular video game Animal Crossing from New Horizons to push the vegan lifestyle.
I've never heard of this game.
Animal Crossing?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. It's a cutesy little animal game.
Well, I got that.
You got that?
I got that much.
Oh, well, there you go. That's all it is. Basically, it's just a cutesy little animal game. Nintendo released Animal Crossing New Horizons last Friday. It's a brand new version of the Animal Crossing game, which that released a long time ago. And it has taken the game community by storm. The game broke Japan's record for the largest Nintendo Switch release, selling at 1.88 million copies in the first 3 days. It also was the fastest-selling Switch title in the United Kingdom, and that's just accounting for the physical copies, which is likely to be higher if they weren't in the midst of the coronavirus.
That's probably why I haven't heard it, because I don't have the Switch. I don't play with the Switch. I don't do no switching.
Well, it's Nintendo, so
yeah, no.
It's Nintendo. The game has provided much needed escape for the blah 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 and the struggles of your life, and as you, a human,
oh good,
are sent to
what did you do wrong?
The game takes place in real time, meaning the time and day and the season where you live and will be the same in the game. It allows for leisure games of collecting items and decorating your house, and an island fills out the museums with bugs and insects and fossils.
Oh, okay. So
yeah,
it's like Sims,
basically with animals.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Techru, Animal Crossing is furry crack. Yes, I agree. Anthropomorphic animals from a video game. Yep, pretty much. You're right on point there. PETA noticed the success of the title release and released its own guide to living a vegan lifestyle with Animal Crossing and beyond.
Disappointing Steven Slug. Have PETA thought up a way to ruin Pokemon 2?
They should have, but as of now, no.
Not yet, thankfully.
Not yet. You see, the guide says you should not fish in real life or in game, since fishing is harmful to the animals and the planet.
Why the planet? I mean, I could see yes. If you go fishing, you even for sport,
right?
I'm assuming it's probably painful and awkward and
sure.
You can't breathe for a little bit, and then you get thrown back in the water and you're fine. But or you're caught and eaten.
Right.
So
well, that's the point.
But how does that hurt the planet?
Go planet.
Captain Planet.
Quote, it's disappointing that a game in which villagers from all different species, from elephants and ducks to deers and pigs, coexist harmoniously with humans, encouraging encourages abusive behavior towards fish and insects. Instead of being recognized as the living, breathing, feeling individuals that they are.
Individuals?
Individuals. They're presented as forms of entertainment for the other villagers. Your islands should be a safe space for all animals, big and small, the guide states.
Hold on. Just a second. Fish are not animals.
No, they're fish. They're
By actual characteristic and definition, they are not animals. They are fish.
Yeah, that's actually right.
So, just saying, you might want to pay attention to your wording there.
Insects are also not animals.
No, they're insects.
It's a different thing.
They're completely different. I understand kind of what you're trying to go for here, but
Insects aren't animals.
they're not animals.
They're
Animals are
insects.
animals, fish are fish, and insects are insects. Plants are plants. It's how that works. God.
Well, I mean, so technically fish is an animal. Fish
They're
is
not-
an animal. A fish is an animal. I think we're maybe going like mammal versus
But that's what I'm saying.
aquatic.
But they're still classified as fish.
True.
They're completely different from, because animals, by most people's grasp and understanding, when you say animal, you first thought of is something that is warm-blooded, that lives on land, breathes air.
Right, unless you
It's
live in an
either,
ocean.
herbivore or carnivore. That's your go-to.
That's an aminal. Yes.
Yes, if I ever say the word animal, not one person on God's green earth sits there and thinks of a big mouth bass.
At least not first.
No, not ever. Never.
Well,
There's nobody who will ever come up with that. No.
Gordon's fisherman.
He's dead. That's too soon. Too soon. He folded with Kenny Rogers. Anyway.
Oh. I'm sorry, that's a bad push right there. That's
Look, the Gordon's
look.
Gordon's fisherman knew how to hold him.
That's true, but at least he didn't cry over the river, I'm just That's twofold right there. Come on.
Between it, yeah. Mountains in the stream, that's all I'm saying.
That's
Mountains
all
in the stream.
Saying you got 2 in a hand and 3 in the river. That's what we're doing here. Just watch out for the run. That's all.
Oh.
I'm so glad I know these references and this sort of thing. 'Cause
I know.
That's the only thing that makes it funny. Really. If you have no idea what we're talking about, I'm so sorry. That's
Yeah. If you don't know what we're talking about, you haven't listened to us enough.
Nope.
So, but PETA is ruining this, right? Back to the story.
Yeah, PETA's ruining this. They're trying to ruin this. They're trying to use the fact that Animal Crossing takes light of fishing and collecting bugs. PETA also says that you shouldn't dig up clams because they're also living creatures, and not to not pick up hermit crabs on the beach because again, they're not objects. They're individuals.
Individual. See, again, the wording that they're using is
They're
not
individuals.
what everybody, like individual. When anybody hears the word individual, they don't think of singularity. They think of a human.
They do.
And
Yeah.
a hermit crab is not a human.
Yeah. It's a hermit crab.
It's a hermit crab.
Now, there may be some people that pretty much resemble a hermit crab, but that's neither here nor there. But let us get to the bell count for today. I hear it is a long one.
Good evening, Mojo 50. I'm Leprechaun and 2 Wawas, 3 Boings, 1 oh my gosh, 1 rim shot, and 1 Steven a trigger at the very beginning of the show about 2 seconds. Giving us a C for the day. Peace out and good night, boys.
And he caught it. Damn you.
You have your own sound effect.
There you go. Disappointing Stephen Slug. All fish are animals, but not all animals are fish. This has been Defenders Live, DOAShow.com, Mojo50.com. See you tomorrow.
Bye, y'all.
That was wonderful.
Bravo!
I loved that.
Oh, it was great.
Well, it was pretty good.
Well, it wasn't bad.
Well, there were parts of it that weren't very good.
It could have been a lot better.
I didn't really like